Today, we are shining a spotlight on the radiant hero, Monica Rambeau, aka Photon. This luminary lady has had more incarnations than a shape-shifting Skrull at a masquerade since she hit the scene in 1982. So buckle up, nerdlings. We're about to embark on a whirlwind journey through the ever-changing personas of our photon-powered phenom, Photon.
Be vigilant, day and night.
Chase your tail light. I'll be under your skin, letting you go for a while. Then I'm taking you in. Your face like diamonds, a glimmer and punch. Shiny predator with a golden gun. Space age girl machine. 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 Space age girl machine.
What's up, nerdlings, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Danny Santasy, licensed cosmetologist and registered super nerd, and this, my cosmic crusaders, is another electrifying episode of Comics and Cosmetics, the show where I give all the juicy deets on our favorite costume characters while glamming my face up at the same time, while you nerds watch. But before we go any further, please make sure to zap that like button, explode the subscribe, and ring that notification bell ever so gently so you get notified whenever I'm back with another one of these crazy videos. You won't want to miss out on future episodes of heroic breakdowns and fabulous makeup. Yeah. If you would like to support the channel, please check out the description below. There are so many options. I've made it entirely too convenient. You can try and scan this lovely QR code you see right here, or check out the URL below. With that, you can tip me as little or as much as you like. You can check out our merch store to get fabulous prizes, like the shirt I'm wearing today, mugs, hats, phone cases, you name it, in several different designs. And there's also our Patreon. There are 3 different tiers, starting as low as $3 a month, with even a 1-week free trial. And you get merch every 3 months. You get behind the scenes outtakes, early access, and you can request breakdowns all the live long day. It's pretty sweet. And the higher the tier, the sweeter the merch. Today we're exploring the extraordinary journey of Monica Rambeau, also known as Photon, from the Marvel Universe. All right. Let's light this party, huh? Hold on tight, nerds, because this roller coaster is about to take off. And when I say roller coaster, I mean this is one of the most complicated breakdowns I've had to research. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't know a whole heap and a bunch about Monica before I got started on this. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the breakdown, because I wanted to know more about her. And I figured, why not share with my friends online too? Why not? Because if I want to know more about her, chances are you want to know more about her too, right? I mean, she is coming out in the Marvels soon, and we did see her in WandaVision. But she has changed names and had such a crazy history that this definitely took a few turns for me. So, be gentle. It's my first time breaking down Photon. But I did my best. And that's what matters, right? Right? Where are you going? Come back. Okay, there you are. I thought you were leaving. You were just getting a snack. Good for you. Smart. Don't forget to stay hydrated too. So I'm going a little ambitious with my look today. It's been a while since we did something like that. So be nice to me, okay? I'm just saying. If I get to a point and I feel like it's not working, I'm just going to change it up. Listen, stop judging me. I never said that I was a full-blown black belt in makeup. I just said I had some good gusto. So our girl Monica Rambeau came out in the comics in 1982 as the spectacular Captain Marvel, if you're nasty. She was Captain Marvel before there was any other woman Captain. No, stop it. Shut up. Don't talk outside your weight class. She was Captain Marvel way before Carol Danvers was. So get that straight. But hey, she was not content with just one alias. Oh no. Nah, son. Nah. She has donned a plethora, if you will, depending on how you prefer to pronounce that word. But she's donned a plethora of names over the years, which in the normie world would be a huge red flag. Huge. In the 90s, she donned the name Pulsar, but her transformation did not end there. Oh, no. Monica's energy powers led her to adopt the name Spectrum. But wait, there's more. Her leadership skills are just as polished as her alter egos, and she's helmed various incarnations of the Avengers, proving she's not just a one-hit wonder, but a symphony of superhero savvy. And if that's not enough to dazzle you, brace yourselves, because then she moved on to the quirky next wave phase of her existence. In this unconventional comic series, Maria teamed up with a ragtag group of misfit heroes for some cosmic comedic capers. But wait, there's more. As the years flew by, Monica's energy-fueled escapades didn't stop. She joined the enigmatic group known as Strike Force, proving that even as her aliases changed, her heroics remained as electrifying as ever. It's like she's got this wheel of superhero aliases, and she's just like, I'm gonna spin it today, see what's up. But that's one of the cool things about Monica Rambeau, is that, we change over time. We change. There are times when certain situations I prefer to be called Danielle, others where I prefer Danny. Dave calls me Smurf for reasons he doesn't even know. Everyone has different names for different people in different phases of their life. We change our hair, we change all kinds of parts of ourselves. I don't see why the same wouldn't ring true for soups. And who says that being a superhero has to be all serious all the time? Not only is she tough and intelligent and a great strategist and an excellent leader, but she knows how to bring the fun and laughter along too. In fact, she's got one-liners that could rival even Tony Stark's. Throughout the years, she's battled interdimensional demons, cosmic entities, the occasional pesky villain who just could not handle her radiantness. But no matter the odds, Photon never backed down, proving that courage and resilience are part of her superhero package as well. But no matter what alias she dons, one thing remains constant: her incredible energy-based abilities, her unwavering stalwart leadership, and her ability to light our lives up like a firework. I don't think now is the time for that. Unless you liked it, no. Okay, I'll stop. Monica's journey as a superhero is nothing short of awe-inspiring. And considering the fact that she didn't even have her own series, didn't even have her own book until last year. It hasn't even been a year. It came out in December of last year. She first appeared as Captain Marvel in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16 in October of 1982. She was created by Roger Stern and artist John Romita Jr. When we first see her, Peter Parker, that guy Spider-Man, he is at the bus station waiting to pick up Liz and Harry Osborn, and he notices Monica walking by, and he's like, that right there is the hottest woman I've ever seen around here. Not kidding. That's what he says. He says that I've never seen anybody looking that good around here. Ooh. And he starts checking her out and following her because he's a creep. But no, he felt his Peter tingle. I mean, his spidey sense. Or both. So he followed her. He just knew that something was up. She wasn't like other people, and he wanted to see where his Peter tingle took him. But also, he believed she was not from New York. She wasn't from around there. And the way she was dressed and the way she had her handbag, he was concerned that she would get mugged. Beautiful woman, nicely dressed, walking the streets in a dangerous, not so great neighborhood. He had some concerns. So he followed her, and he sees two guys follow her, in front of him. He discovers the source of the tingle. Ooh. She straight whoops these muggers' asses, pow, 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 really just knocks the absolute out of them, and knocks Peter down too because she thinks Spider-Man's one of the muggers. I mean, she's not from there. Actually, a couple weeks earlier, she was in her hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana, where she was a harbor patrol officer, a lieutenant to be exact. Monica is actually a human mutant. She had the mutant gene, and she possesses the incredible ability to manipulate energy in all forms, including light and radio waves. From controlling light to electricity. From controlling light and electricity to transforming into different energy forms, Photon is just like a force of nature. Her extraordinary abilities allow her to harness the power of the electromagnetic spectrum, granting her control over light, energy, and she can even turn herself into pure energy and stay that way almost indefinitely. From her early days as that harbor police lieutenant to taking on all her different identities as a superhero, her character development is quite a ride for someone who didn't have their own comic series. And like I said, when she converts to her energy form, she can stay that way for an unlimited amount of time. And when she honed her abilities enough to where she could convert only parts of herself into sentient energy, it allowed her for more versatile applications of her power. With her energy form, Photon can take to the skies in any wavelength she chooses, whether it's flying at light speed in her light form or navigating through solid matter in her X-ray state, which is pretty cool. There isn't much that can honestly slow her down. In that X-ray form that we were just talking about, she can move through solid matter like a friggin' ghost, which would be super handy. I mean, how did she not become a bank robber? I think I might have become a bank robber. They're insured, right? Remember FDIC. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everyone wins, except the insurance company. Photon can release a powerful energy blast without compromising her body mass at all. It doesn't change her at all. And she can even channel energy that has been shot at her, absorb it, and then shoot it right back. Gives new meaning to, I'm rubber and you're glue. That'd be a pretty good, no, it would be an absolutely terrible line to use when you're in battle. Just remember that. Her powers extend to appearance manipulation. With enough practice, she can actually create realistic holograms of herself and others. It doesn't change her physical shape or biometrics. It's just a hologram. It's just an illusion. But there's more. She develops a new ability where she can turn herself into solid light or her hard light form. Sound familiar? I really, after doing all this research, they did borrow a lot from Monica Rambeau's character for the live action Miss Marvel. It really makes sense now how they're also connected in the MCU. But staying in her solid light form allows her to stay in her energy state while physically interacting with the world around her. Like Candy. She's in her energy form and she can't really mess with solid matter, right? But this way she can. And if size matters, well, Photon can alter her size. She can shrink down to be pretty much invisible like like Ant-Man, or she can grow to a colossal size if needed. But her power doesn't necessarily stop with just herself. She can join forces with other superhuman beings' energy signatures and boost their attacks like a freaking battery. Nice. From Thor's Mjolnir to Carol Danvers in She-Hulk, Photon has lent her power to some of the mightiest heroes out there. True story. There's more to her abilities than just her energy form. She's also an incredibly skilled leader, having led, as I said, many different incarnations of the Avengers. And do not underestimate the girl's friggin' combat skills. Oh my. With her law enforcement and Avengers training, Photon, Monica Rambeau, is a master at hand-to-hand combat. Plus, from her work as the Harbor Patrol officer and her experience at chartering her own boats, she's got some nautical knowledge, so there's that. She knows boats. That's nice. All knowledge is good knowledge. We're not judging here. But even with her incredible powers, Photon is not invincible. When she first acquired her abilities, she couldn't interact with the physical world with solid objects while in her energy form. Like, that was just not something she could handle. However, after years of practice and mastering her ability, that is no longer an issue for her. Other than when she first came out and wasn't able to interact with solid matter in the physical world while in energy form, the real vulnerability that she faces is the dark force. She is light, therefore dark is going to be her antithesis. Her energy form has proven to be less effective to this very mysterious energy in several encounters. But how did she get these powers, you may ask? How indeed? As I said earlier, her hometown is New Orleans, and that is where she was born and raised. She was the daughter of a very talented seamstress and very tough and no-nonsense firefighter. She worked really hard to rise through the ranks of the New Orleans Harbor Patrol, and she worked really, really hard. She had a lot of obstacles because she was a woman of color. This was 1982 when this came out. It was very difficult for her being a woman and a woman of color around all these dudes. After having yet another fruitless, going nowhere argument with her superior officer about why she didn't get the captain promotion, she storms out of his office, storms her way to her office, and we get like glimpses of the kind of thing she's had to deal with trying to work and rise up through the ranks in this specific career, in this era and place. And that's demonstrated by male coworkers in the hallway, making comments like, "Oh, look out, Rambeau's all emotional and on the warpath again. She's a hysterical woman." Oh. Stupid. Of course she's gonna be pissed off. She's been doing this job a long time. She's more qualified than some of these other guys. But because, the men just don't feel comfortable being, under the command of a woman. Stupid. I'd be mad too. She gets to her office, and as fate would have it, there's somebody waiting there for her. It's a gentleman, a professor by the name of Leclerc, who actually knew her grandfather and fought with him in the war. Professor Andre Leclerc. He's a really nice man. He's a Frenchman. And he claims to have kind of inadvertently accepted employment from this South American dictator named Generalissimo Ernesto Ramirez. Did I say that right? If I did, I'm going to be so proud of myself. So the general, he hires Professor Leclerc because of his work in extra-dimensional energy. Kind of cool, right? Well, the professor finds out that General Ramirez has nefarious plans for this. He wants to turn it into a weapon. He sure do. He wants to turn it into a weapon. And the professor's like, okay, you're paying me all this money, but not cool, bro. Not cool. But he couldn't really do much about it because he's this big, powerful dictator. He tried going to the U.S. government, but they wouldn't listen to him. So he goes to his old friend's granddaughter who works at Harbor Patrol. He has heard that she's a lot like her father and grandfather. Very no nonsense. So she's not completely buying the story about this South American dictator, and how Professor Leclerc's former assistant, Felipe Picaro, had stabbed him in the back and the entire time had fully intended to use his research of drawing energy from other dimensions to power this huge, super ridiculously powerful weapon. But she believes enough to agree to check it out with him. So she gets a boat, puts on a bikini, and she and Professor Leclerc head out onto the open seas to find Roxxon oil rig number 25. That's where the South Americans have stashed the device in all his research. So because they're on a boat, I guess, I'm on a boat. Take a real hard look at this boat. But while they're riding the waves on the boat to get to the oil rig, Professor Leclerc keeps calling her Mon Capitan. When they make it to the Roxxon oil rig, she uses her Instagram good looks and killer bod in that bikini to convince the South American soldiers that, oh, well, the other guy here totally lets me use the helicopter pad for picnics and tanning and stuff. And they're like, let her on. Old Picaro looks down, Felipe, and he's like, that girl is fine. Let her on. It's all good. Just let her on up here. I'll deal with this. So he joins her on the helipad for the picnic. Eventually, old Professor Leclerc he couldn't sit still like he was told. Stay here, Professor. Stay here. I'll be right back. Poor old Doc Leclerc couldn't listen, and they get discovered. Yeah, if only he would listen. Just listen. But there's always one of those. Things take a pretty surprising and deadly turn when Picaro tried to use the energy disruptor to destroy Fort Benning. But not on Monica's watch, sir. No. Nah, son. She runs up to the machine and punches it with both fists, destroying it. Like, she destroys the silicone caging or whatever it's supposed to be with both fists, just like whack, and like whacks it into pieces. I mean, she was a normal human at that point, so I'm gonna say wasn't really built that well. It's like, here's our extra dimensional energy weapon by IKEA. Oh, it's destroyed. But when it happens, she's bombarded with extra dimensional energy, unlocking her X gene and turning her into pure energy. But when that happened, she like subconsciously transported herself back to the docks, like back to shore. And she was like, whoa, what just happened, man? What just happened? So as she's back in New Orleans on this dock, she spies a warehouse on the dock and runs over to it, but the door is locked. So she starts banging on the door, asking for help, trying to get in. And, while she's doing this, she's thinking about how desperately she wants to get into this building. And she subconsciously phases through the door and gets into the locked warehouse. And she's like, how did I do that? Never mind. Moving on. I gotta stop this. I gotta help the professor. I gotta get back there. But what is a superhero? Oh, a super costume, I ask you. Not nothing. No. Which is super convenient because the warehouse she's in happens to be a storage facility for Mardi Gras costumes. And she figures, well, I gotta put something on because I'm here in a freaking bikini and I gotta go help this old man. So I might as well see what I can come up with from this warehouse. So she chooses from some options and pretty much nails it immediately. Like, she's like, well, this isn't too bad. At least I won't get stared at for the wrong reasons. I mean, fair enough. At least your titties aren't out anymore. So in pretty much a literal flash, she is back on the oil rig going to help Leclerc. There was a portal that actually opened when she destroyed the machine and that energy blast, consumed and bombarded her. And it was going to grow at an exponential rate until it swallowed the whole planet. Monica, you caused a problem by trying to stop one. Happens to me all the time. Her solution was to jump into the chasm, the rift that it created, and stand in it kind of like a cork or a stopper. But what was happening was that she was actually absorbing the energy from the rift. While she's trying to stop the rift from growing even bigger, Picaro fires his gun at Leclerc's back while he's laying on the ground. And of course, Monica panics because that's why she went back to save her grandfather's dear old friend. And she's like, oh no, what do I do? But as soon as she has that thought, she subconsciously subconsciously, again, because she's not really able to control her powers just yet, she blasts an energy wave at Picaro and the bullet at the same time, and it knocks the gun out of Picaro's hand and sends him flying backwards, and it like vaporizes the bullet right before it contacted with Leclerc's back. Like, good job. In this 1-2-3 punch of closing the rift, stopping Picaro, and saving Leclerc, she grabs Leclerc and they make their escape. Like, toodles, I'm out. Peace. But she grabs Leclerc and they're escaping. And while they're escaping, Picaro hears Leclerc, call her, let's go, mon capitaine. He's in shock and he's laying there like almost giggling to himself about it, like that's my impression of what he was doing. He just keeps repeating, Capitán esta maravilla, Capitán esta maravilla. He was calling her Captain Marvel. She's Captain Marvel. She's Captain Marvel. Ah! He was super impressed. And just like that, Monica gets her incredible superpowers, and she's dubbed Captain Marvel. She's able to convert her body into any form of electromagnetic energy. Thanks to Dr. Leclerc and his speciality, they were able to quickly and conveniently, I may add, learn the extent of her abilities, or what abilities she had at the time. She then promptly quits her job. With her new identity, she takes it super serial, and the media loves her. She had saved the day, rescued Professor Leclerc, and had captured the hearts of countless fans. 2 weeks later is when she runs into Peter Parker in New York after him seeing her at the bus station. And she goes there because she wanted to hook up with the Fantastic Four, the Baxter Institute, to help release this extra energy she had from absorbing it from that rift. When she gets there, Reed Richards and Sue Storm aren't available to help her, so she heads to Avengers Mansion, where Iron Man, the Wasp, Spider-Man, those three were able to subdue her explosive energy. The Thing, Ben Grimm, one of the former Captain Marvel's allies, explains to her that she was not the first one to use that name. That Marvel, Captain Marvel, died a few months previously in the graphic novel, The Death of Captain Marvel. And she becomes very uncomfortable with that. She's like, I'm really sorry. I had no idea. And he's like, no, it's cool. I think he'd like you. And she's like, okay. He tells her that Marvel would approve of her using that code name, and so she continues using it. But it did kind of stick in her craw that she was using someone else's name, and she felt like it wasn't her decision to make. So she appears again in Avengers number 227, but this time she helped the Avengers beat Baron Zemo and his Masters of Evil. She transitioned from Avenger in training to the whole ass leader of the team in 279. Like, just a little over 50 issues. She's from Avenger in training to the leader of the Avengers. Her tenure as chairwoman was far from simple. On one hand, she was constantly having to break up fights between Namor and Hercules. Like, will you two fucking knock it off? Just stop. Knock it off. They wouldn't. So she's constantly having to get in between them and bust up their fights. On the other hand, she grappled with Dr. Druid. I mean, he was kind of a jerk, so there's that. He made it her absolute mission to undermine her leadership and authority at every opportunity he had. Like I said. However, none of these aspects would compare to what happened in Avengers number 293. It was the most traumatic moment of her career, where she lost her powers and almost her life. Monica, after this, retired from the Avengers. Over time, she was able to regain her health thanks to her very loving and supportive parents. During this downtime, she also meets Genis Vell, who is the son of Marvel. After working together to stop the Controller, Genis Vell offered his blessing to use his father's moniker of Captain Marvel. but she told him that she felt it was more suited to him as it is his legacy, and she decided on another name more suited to her abilities. And that makes sense to go on as Photon instead of Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel doesn't really say what she is or what she's doing. It's just like, oh, she's a Marvel. Neat. Now, as Photon, she faced a buttload of cosmic challenges. My Midwestern came out real hard there, didn't it? Oh yeah, sure did. But she faces a buttload of cosmic challenges. She even ventured into the Shi'ar galaxy with the Avengers. Like, hey guys, where you going? Oh, Shi'ar galaxy? That sounds great. Can I come with? Let me just grab a bag. I do have a really nice bikini. Even though she had left the Avengers previously, before, when she lost her powers and almost died, she still remained a staple, a mainstay in the Marvel comic universe. She occasionally would return to the Avengers. She joined another team called Next Wave, and later the Ultimates. But eventually she became an agent of S.W.O.R.D., just like we saw in WandaVision. But all those adventures that she went on that took her to distant worlds, it brought her face to face with her own inner struggles. I mean, she's only human, am I right? But no matter what obstacles or struggles, outward or inward, that she faced, she never backed down. Not once. She proved time and time again to be a heroic force to be reckoned with, protecting the innocent and fighting for justice across the universe. With her newfound understanding of her own emotions and insecurities, Monica Rambeau embraced her role with renewed purpose. She continued to be an active member in various superhero teams. This includes the Mighty Avengers, Strike Force, and the Thunderbolts. Her experiences with leadership made her a respected and highly valued member of the superhero community. Everyone looked up to her, and everyone valued her opinion. But not enough to give her her own book yet. No. As Photon, Monica had several remarkable adventures. Here we go again. Like markable? No, remarkable. Remarkable. I truly appreciate you clearing that up for me. Thank you. No problem. She proved her strength and resilience, her adaptability in battles against various villains like the Deathwalkers and the Ghost, among others. Her ability to manipulate energy and transform into different forms of electromagnetic energy made her an essential asset to any team that she joined. Throughout her superhero career, she maintained close friendships and relationships with people like Carol Danvers, makes sense, Jessica Jones, who's also Luke Cage's wife, and the Daughters of the Dragon. She also had encounters with characters from her past, including members of Next Wave, causing her to question the truth, behind her actions with the Beyond Corporation, which turned out to be, evil. She rejoins the Avengers one of the several times that she did. And what happens? But she gets put under a spell by Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay's spell forced Photon and a plethora of other Avengers, like Captain America, the Wasp, and Hawkeye, to be her personal soldiers in Avengers number 2 in 1998, after warping reality to her will. Wow, Morgan. You are a greedy bitch, Morgan. I said what I said. Fortunately, Photon broke the spell and rebelled, as she should have, against the evil sorceress. And alongside Avengers like Captain America, the Wasp, Hawkeye, they were able to defeat her. Not long after, she fought with her teammates during the King Dynasty storyline and was present during Scarlet Witch's destructive barrage in Avengers 501 through 503 in 1998 as well. And then there's Jenna Spell. Remember him? The original Captain Marvel's son? Well, he comes back using Monica's current name of Photon. What a dick move. Really, buddy? What a jerk. Freaking comes back and he's been using her name. What the crap, dude? That is not freaking cool. Not cool, Jenna. They decide to, let's talk about this. Jenna suggests that she change her name to Pulsar, that it seems to make more sense for her. I would have been a little suspicious about that. I would have been like, listen, so if I do this, if I change my name yet again to please you, and I change it to this Pulsar name, am I going to see you in a year or two from now and you're going to be like riding through the galaxy, calling yourself Pulsar? Like, is that going to happen? And he's like, don't worry, bro. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. She does like the name Pulsar. She's like, well, you know what? It's not bad. So I think we'll keep it. Thanks, man. As Pulsar, Monica was tasked with leading a new team that went by the name Next Wave on behalf of HATE, Highest Anti-Terrorism Effort, is what that stood for. That's not suspicious at all. Perfectly normal. Makes sense. But ironically, even though she had changed her Monica's moniker, to Pulsar, she rarely used it. She mostly went by her government name, Monica Rambeau, which is pretty badass if you ask me. But not long after this, the Superhuman Registration Act happens. After it was enacted, Monica continued working as a hero, or a vigilante, depending on what side of the Registration Act you were sitting on. But she was part of Captain America's Secret Avengers in Civil War 2006. Sneaky. I see you, you sneaky snake. Team-up-wise, she wasn't lacking in that area. Back in the Big Easy, Monica fights a vampire. Everyone knows all vampires come from New Orleans. Just ask Anne Rice. But she fights a vampire outbreak with the Black Panther, Blade, Dr. Voodoo, and Luke Cage. And that was in Black Panther number 13 in 2005. She also briefly returned to the name Photon and aided Dr. Voodoo in tracking down the monkey's paw in Marvel Divas 2 and 3 in 2009. I don't know why this is super comfortable, but it is. I just feel so comfortable with you guys. Like, we're old friends, just hanging out. Like, I feel totally comfortable in telling you that I'm wearing basketball shorts. Yeah, that's right. Basketball shorts. Monica also teamed up with the newest Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, to investigate ship disappearances off the coast of New Orleans in Captain Marvel 7 and 8 in 2012. There was a lot of tension between them. It permeated their interactions, you would say, as Monica confronted Carol about using her old code name without giving her a heads up, like a courtesy. You know, it was kind of a recurring theme for Monica. Like, you're using my name again? You make a phone call, be like, hey, Monica, girl, I just wanted to let you know that I would be honored to use the name Captain Marvel, and I just wanted to, like, get your blessing or, like, a heads up. How hard is that? It just seems like it makes sense that you would do that. But the former Captain Marvel and current Captain Marvel ended up reconciling their differences after all, because it'd be a crappy story if they didn't, and save the day together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Am I right? I am. I'm right. Monica finally overcame her fear of utilizing her powers in water. I wouldn't blame her. She's made of electricity. I would not want to use those powers near water either. So Monica, legit, okay? That was founded. Grounded. Those fears were grounded, right? But that stemmed from her trauma, you know, that major milestone where she almost died. But she overcomes this fear, and I mean, you know what that's like when you overcome a fear. It's like being reborn and feeling invincible. But there for a while, she decided, should I just stick with being Monica for a while? Should I just go as Monica? Nah. No, you silly Billy. I'm not going to do that. No, I need a new name, clearly. So she returns, and she returns with the name Spectra, which really makes a lot of sense if you think about it. And boy, when she came back, was our girl busy. She was so busy. As most smart, strong, powerful women are, we're busy. We're busy. She acted as field leader for Luke Cage's mighty Avengers and tried to save Earth 616 from being destroyed by an incursion in Captain America and the Mighty Avengers. But things didn't really go quite as planned in Captain America and the Mighty Avengers number 19 in 2014. This paved the way for Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribick's multiverse spanning Secret Wars 2015 event, not 1985. Post Secret Wars, Spectrum worked alongside Blue Marvel, whom she did have a relationship with, and America Chavez, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel in the Ultimates in 2015. Oh, that's nice. See, and I've overcome my fear of the Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. Thanks, Selena, I guess. But the Ultimates took on a bunch of cosmic threats, changing Galactus the Devourer to a Lifebringer, stopping Thanos from gaining the Cosmic Cube, and freeing Eternity from the first firmament. Yeah. Monica was straight kicking ass as Spectrum. You know, I like it. I like it. But there was also this time when Monica achieved a cosmic transformation and became essentially immortal. Oh, Monica. She's had a wild ride. But she became nigh immortal, composed of pure light, and that story was that story was a pretty fascinating chapter in her superhero journey. And that event occurred during the Mighty Avengers storyline. During one of the team's battles, Spectrum, or Monica Rambeau, her name at the time, found herself facing a formidable adversary named Shumagorath. This guy. He was a powerful demon who had invaded the mortal plane. In this epic clash, Spectrum tapped into a new level of power, unleashing her abilities to their absolutely fullest potential. As the battle with Shumagorath intensified, Spectrum's energy levels frickin' skyrocket, okay, up to an unprecedented extent. Her connection to the electromagnetic spectrum became stronger and more profound than ever. This allowed her to manipulate not just visible light, but an entire array of energy forms within the electromagnetic spectrum. In the climax of the battle, Spectrum unleashed a torrent of energy that not only repelled Shumagorath, but triggered an extraordinary transformation within herself. She transcended her mortal form and essentially became an immortal being. Her entire body was now composed of energy, and only energy. And she was no longer bound by the limitations of flesh and bone. With her new status as an immortal being of light, Spectrum gained incredible new abilities and powers. She could transform into any form of energy within the electromagnetic spectrum, including everything that she could, like radio waves, X-rays, microwaves, but now it was infrared radiation, ultraviolet radiation, cosmic rays, gamma rays, and even high-powered lasers. She had a frickin' laser beam. She could turn her head into a laser beam. Dr. Evil would love her. He would. Moreover, she achieved flight in any of her wavelengths, capable of moving at light speed when she transformed into light energy. She could also become intangible and invisible by phasing through solid matter and changing into wavelengths that were invisible to the naked eye. These new abilities allowed her to release potential energy blasts, absorb energy to empower herself, and alter her appearance and create those holograms we were talking about. This is also when she gained that ability to alter her size in her shape and, in essence, become a living battery capable of joining forces and increasing the power of her compatriots. And her transformation into an immortal being composed of pure light elevated spectrum to cosmic levels of power and potential. Her mortal existence allowed her to serve as a powerful force for good, defending the Earth and beyond from various cosmic threats. It's important to note that while she became essentially immortal, nigh immortal, one might say, and, being composed of pure light, it came at a serious cost. Her immense exertion at defeating Shumagorath really sapped her strength. It depleted her power level so much that it temporarily burned her out. Let's try that one more time. Spectrum's immense exertion in the battle against Shumagorath led to her power levels temporarily burning out when helping Vision reach a plane of existence known as the House of Ideas, and this resulted in her returning to her former power levels, essentially becoming human again. See, she has sacrificed time and time again for those she cares about. Nonetheless, the experience of being an immortal being of light forever changed Monica. And she continued to be a revered and vital member of the superhero community. Her journey showcases the boundless potential of cosmic transformations and the incredible power that lies within the depths of the universe. With the help of her allies, particularly Blue Marvel, she learned to embrace her humanity and enjoy her mortal life. She even assisted Mayor Luke Cage, that's right, I said Mayor Luke Cage, in disassembling Kingpin's Thunderbolts. Yeah. She was later asked by Helen Astranisha, a PR specialist, to lead the rebranded team, but she declined. She did, however, help out the Hawkeye-led team in Thunderbolts #1, 2022. 4 code names, more experiences than we can count, with a career as just straight up stacked as Monica Rambeau. I mean, what else can she accomplish? She accomplished ultimate power and immortality. What's left for us to learn? Maybe, that's right, her own book. In August of 2022, Marvel Comics announced that Maria Rambeau's first solo comic series, Photon, would come out in December of 2022. I'm going to be real with all of you. I had no idea that had finally happened. I will be checking this one out because, like I said, I didn't know much about Monica until I did this research. I mean, here this woman had experiences and encounters with various threats like that had also led her to interact with cosmic beings like the Beyonder and explore dimensions and planes of existence. Like, she's been all over the place. She's done so many things. But throughout all of her amazing journeys, Monica remained true to her principles, always striving to protect the innocent and uphold justice. Her continued dedication to remain true to her principles and striving to protect the innocent and uphold justice, dedication to being a hero and continuous personal growth has made her such an inspiration and role model, not just to the fictional people in the Marvel comic books, but to the people reading the Marvel comic books. When you're a kid, you don't really understand what personal growth is, what that means. You don't understand that growing up isn't really the end of growth. It's not the destination, right? Because growing up is just a continuation of that journey. And you as an individual will make mistakes. You will suffer. You will go through hardships, but that is all going to make you a different person. You're going to grow from that. You're going to be stronger. You're going to learn a lot of vital lessons along the way. And I really feel like Monica Rambeau really expresses that and helps you and kids that would read these books to fully comprehend that that's a good thing. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up, but you're going to learn from that. Monica continued to be an essential figure in the superhero world. always ready to answer the call to defend the world from any threat, any foe that arose. Her legacy as Captain Marvel and Photon, Pulsar, which she was never effectively referred to as, by the way, and of course Spectrum, left a lasting impact on the superhero world and solidified her place on Earth as one of its mightiest heroes. Whether it would be leading teams of Avengers or striking out on her own, Monica Rambeau proved time and time again that not only was she a force to be reckoned with, but an inspiration to superheroes and civilians everywhere. Do you like this thing? I like it a lot. It's super helpful and handy, and it's very soft. If you like it and you want one and you want to know all the stuff that I used today, check out the description below. I link it all there. You don't even have to search for it. Just, oh, that's the foundation. Click. Oh, there's the little hair thingy she used. Click, it'll take you right to it. In WandaVision, Monica stole our hearts as she navigated the quirky and mysterious world of Westview. It wasn't just her superhero stuff that had us hooked when she, went through the hex a couple of times. Her sense of style and charisma made us all want to be a part of Team Photon. From her showdowns with Wanda, Monica has taught us throughout all her incarnations, live action or otherwise, that being true to yourself and embracing your power, both inside and out, is what it really means to be a true superhero. But hold on to your super suits, because the cosmic ride is not over for Monica Rambeau. She is set to return in the highly anticipated movie, The Marvels, alongside Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. And being that in the live action version, Carol is like an auntie to Monica. She was her mom's best friend, and then she disappeared for decades and comes back to Earth to save everyone from Thanos with the Avengers, but doesn't bother to stop and basically her family, as Maria Rambeau, Monica's mother, is laying there dying in a hospital bed. You could have spared like 5 minutes, Carol. I'm just saying. And there you have it, my nerdy cosmic companions. That is all I have for you today on Monica Rambeau, aka Photon, aka Captain Marvel, aka Pulsar, aka Spectrum, bringing her energy and charm to comic books, TV, and now to the silver screen. And you're prepped and ready to go see The Marvels when it comes out in November. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to blast that like button, zap the subscribe, and make sure that notification bell is rung, so you know when I am back with another one of these crazy makeup looks while I'm breaking down one of our favorite costume caped crusaders. If you would like to support the channel, please do so by following any of the links in the description below. Just by sharing a video shows so much support, and you guys have no idea how much I appreciate it. Again, if you want to see a list of the products that I used in this video today, also check the description below. I've linked every single one of them for you. Join us next time as we continue our journey through the colorful cosmos of comics and cosmetics. Until then, nerds, keep shining bright, and remember, heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and aliases. Stay cosmic, my friends, and remember, stay nerdy, babies. Arrgh.